Welcome back to Coin Mojo. This is part 2 of the multi-part series on the coin dump, wrapping up the pennies, and this will cover the balance of the second batch. For additional parts of this series, make sure you hit those 4 clicks
pennies
and hit that bell to get
second
notification.
batch from the bank on the dump. There was a lot of cruddy ones. There was a lot of decent 2000s and mid 1980s, some coppers in there. These are the ones that I pulled aside that I'm planning on hanging on to, along with the some of these 83Ds that seem to be in fairly decent shape, and those will be hung on to. It only cost me a penny to keep each one. Those will be returned, and you'll see the rest of the collection following this. A total of 63 crusty Wheaties, and I'm just going to run through them here. Some of these are S-mint, some are not. 1940s, 41s, some 42s here, some 43s, all steelies. Pretty crusty condition though. 44, that happens to be an S. 45, I got 3 of those. 46, 47, 48, also an S-mint on the end there. A 47, in decent shape. Oh, I got lost here. 1950s, 1951, 52, 53, 54, S-mint. 55 in pretty decent shape. I'm not seeing any doubling on that die. 1956 and a 357s, 458s, in a pretty nice condition 59, which of course is not weedy. All right, next. Okay, here we go with the 54S minted Wheaties, and pretty much have a whole roll here. So I'm just gonna kind of dive down on these and get a good look. Sorry about that. And you can see they're in pretty much mint condition. Again, they did get jostled around. They were mixed in with the rest of the rolls, but you know, it was a mint roll, and somebody cracked it open and mixed them up with the rest of the rolls. So I basically reassembled them here, and I'm going to tube them up, and just basically for your viewing pleasure. So we have a full roll. Fell one short actually, of mint condition. This one right here. Let's see if I can grab it. It's kind of got a rainbow tone to it. It probably was an ender. That might have been the other end. Not sure. I got to look and see if the 54S, if there's any errors to be looking for, any double dies, anything like that. But yeah, these are some of the best condition Wheaties that I own. At least I now own, right? Up until a week ago, I don't even think I had a 54S minted Wheatie in this condition. Now I got a whole roll of them. All right, next. So in addition to the 63 Wheaties, I was able to pull 30, 36 San Francisco mint pennies, starting with this one from 68. We got the 69. Several from 70, and I'll have to verify the small mint mark, or I mean, sorry, small date, large date, high 7, low 7. 71S. Some of them in fairly decent shape. But it's always good to find lots of S mint mark early 70s coins, because there are some varieties in there that are that demand a pretty good premium. Imagine they'd have to be in better shape, but I believe even this 73S in I don't know, like MS63, probably an 85-cent coin. 74 is probably like a 75-cent coin according to the red book in an MS65 condition. So not a bad take. All right, and next up, nearly 2 rolls of 1970S minted Lincoln cents, all pretty much in the same condition. These were scattered throughout the 20 rolls, which again leads me to think that the collection was dumped into a bag, or they were never rolled up in the first place. They were just scattered about. The family then picked them up and rolled them up and weren't concerned too much about how they got mixed in. All the rolls, you know, I was finding, you know, 70 S's, 2 here, 3 there out of the 20 rolls. Half the rolls were kind of mixed better coins. The other half, they were actually looked to be like they had sat in a bucket of dirt. And so it was kind of just an accumulation of $20 worth of pennies, and I'd say it was split down the middle pretty good. Collectible, half of it was collectible, the other half was just dirty, grimy, circulated pennies that may have been sitting in a bucket somewhere for a long time in the garage. And I would say that it's even possible that the cat might have pissed on them, right? But yeah, large date, small date, high 7, low 7. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Put something in the message below if you think I'm looking at large date or small date. Now, since this is an entire roll, actually almost 2 rolls, chances are they're all the same. So small date, I believe it's the large date, high 7 is the valuable one. But if this is the other way around, man, this is a fortune. Red Book's got this in MS, so there's that one of those 54 S's I got mixed in here. Yeah, I did get a whole roll of 54 S's. Nice, and in mint condition too, might I add. Yep, if I have the 70S, I got a little bit of a jackpot here. The Red Book shows them at $55 a piece in MS65, and I think these would qualify as MS63 or better. Some are a little bit tarnished, but they have definitely not been circulated. They did get mixed into the rolls here. I'd say I did pretty good. All right, next. All right, we talked about you know, the 70 S's, the 69 through 74 S's that I found. The 70 S's, I got 2 full tubes. I pulled a couple rolls of 2009 mint conditions to go along with the multitudes of you know, mint rolled 2009s in the first batch. In the Red Book, it kind of highlights some of the different items to look for. 69 double die S, 70S small date high 7, and the 70S large date low 7. The 71 proof double die, which none of my coins are proof coins. The 72 double die and large and small date 82. So running down the list, they're only showing MS65 values here. A 69S would be 50 cent in mint state 65. A 70S, all kinds, so it must be just in the total number. So the 70S small date high 7, $55 in mint state 65. Now I'd say that some of those 70S's that we've seen in the previous segment was close to MS65. I just need to determine, are they small or large date? So the small date has a high 7, the large date has a low 7. Kind of hard to tell just by looking at these pictures. People also talk about the curl on the 9, whether it's pointing down or towards the bottom of the 7. So I'll have to look at those, do a deep dive. A 1971S, bringing 50 cents in mint state. 72S, 75 cent. A 73S shows that it's an 85 cent coin. And 74S, 75 cents. All right.
That concludes part 2 of the multi-series coin dump. Make sure you hit those 4 clicks and hit that bell. Coin Mojo out.